Hey guys, what's up? Jason up, New Age Revolution, down here in the cave for another thrilling, spectacular actually, episode of Whatever Happened to Tonight. Let me give you a little clue. Tonight, Saturday Night Live will not be seen because in its place is the greatest night of a wrestling fan's life, the greatest night of a young 8, 9, 10-year-old wrestling's life. I'm talking about, of course, Saturday night's main event. Tonight we find out whatever happened to Saturday night's main event. All right, guys, I knew that I could not just include whatever happened to Saturday night's main event in the whatever happened to WWF wrestling talk. I couldn't. I just couldn't because Saturday night's main event deserves its own show, its own exclusive discussion. Because Saturday night's main event, what I said in the beginning, how it was the greatest night of a young wrestling fan's life. I mean it 100%. I would rank it above a pay-per-view. Absolutely. I would rank Saturday night's main event above a pay-per-view for many reasons. The pay-per-views were, of course, exciting, all right, back in the day. But where did we start with pay-per-views? I mean, we started with WrestleMania 3. WrestleMania 2 was mainly closed circuit in some homes, but you had to be pretty advanced to get WrestleMania 2 at home. So WrestleMania 3 was really the first. And then we got WrestleMania 4, and then we got into SummerSlam and Royal Rumble and Survivor Series. That was it. I don't count any of the pay-per-views, the big four. That's all we had as kids were the big four. And they were huge. It was a big Sunday. They were usually on 4 p.m. on Sundays were your pay-per-views. But Saturday night's main event was bigger than a pay-per-view in my eyes. Because there's so much that goes into why a Saturday night's main event was so joyful. The fact that it was on at 11:30 p.m. for me pushes it over the top. All right, it is prime. No, it's not prime time wrestling. Prime time wrestling is 8 p.m. Right, prime time is 8, 9 o'clock. This was late night wrestling. This was a special event. This took the place of Saturday Night Live, and it was quarterly. It was every 3 months was about every 3 months was a Saturday night's main event, and it aired at 11:30 p.m. Eastern time, of course. And as an 8-year-old, a 9-year-old, a 10-year-old, there's something special about 11:30 p.m. There's something special about being able to stay up that late for something that huge. Okay, kids would stay up late. We'd stay up late, but for what? To sit around and watch a movie or watch a TV show or play games with your family or something. Sure, wonderful. But this was just ours, right? This was just the kids. And in fact, many times in my household, I was the only one up at Saturday night's main event time. So really, this was just me. It was my mission to stay up till 11:30 to watch my absolute favorite product on television. So huge. We would get main event matches. We would get main event quality matches, and we would get some really big matches. Big matches that change. That changed wrestling or led to bigger things, led to bigger feuds, and the feeling of, well, first of all, the feeling of grabbing the television guide, the TV guide, and I would always, like I've said before, I would always go right to Saturday night, and it would be like, Saturday Night Live. It sucks. But no. Then we'd have this. This would happen. And what you're looking at there is the very first ad for Saturday Night's Main Event. That is the very first. In fact, it was called, the TV Guide wrote, Wrestle and Rock Special, Saturday Night's Main Event. And this was May 11th, 1985. So I am all of 9 years old on May 11th, 1985, the premiere of Saturday Night's Main Event. I'm 9. And I am, mesmerized by the idea. What a special event. The first card, let me read it to you. It says, Pro Wrestling returns to network TV in a card taped at Uniondale, New York. There's one thing I didn't know as a kid, that Saturday Night's Main Event was taped. I thought we were watching it live because I'm 9 and I'm, an idiot. Pro Wrestling, taped in Uniondale, New York, featuring WWF Champion Hulk Hogan versus Cowboy Bob Orton, Women's Titleist Wendy Richter versus the Fabulous Moolah, and the team of Nikolai Volkov, the Iron Sheik, and George Steele versus Mike Rotundo, Barry Windham, and Ricky Steamboat. Also, Roddy Piper interviews his estranged tag team partner, Paul Mr. Wonderful Orndorff. Wow. Awesome. So that was SNME number 1, May 11th, 1985. And again, you know it's coming. You're up all day. You're having a great day. It's a Saturday. You're 9 years old. Life is good. And you've just got to make it. You've got to make it to 11:30 so that you can camp out in front of the TV. And in later years, when I was maybe 11, 12, I would just stay in bed and watch it, right? I would just crawl into bed and watch it all alone in my room. You had to stay awake. You had to make it. And so back then, what I would do, my best pal at the time, we were both huge wrestling fans, and Saturday Night's Main Event was a national holiday for us. I mean, it was amazing. And so we would get on the old telephone and start talking at like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, which was rare in itself. But we would just be on the phone telling stories and just talking and talking and talking. And we'd get ourselves, close to 10 o'clock, 11, 10, 11 o'clock to get ready for the big event. And it was just, God, there's just so many memories wrapped up with Saturday Night's Main Event. And I would usually make the whole show. And right at 11:30, after that preemption commercial, Saturday Night Live won't be seen because we bring you the following, World WWF, whatever. And then the music would start. The music Obsession. All right, the song is called Obsession. I don't know who it's from. But they would immediately start right into interviews, right? Just promos, real quick, 10-second promos. Jake the Snake Roberts holding the stake. Honky Tonk Man, tonight on Saturday Night's Main Event, you're gonna get DDT'd. And then boom, flash to Honky Tonk Man, Jimmy Hart dancing around getting crazy. Quick 10-second promos, guys. Let's give it to him. Come on, we got 10 seconds. Go. And then boom, the Obsession music would pick right up, and we've got the opening credits to Saturday Night's Main Event. And if there was anything more exciting than that as a kid, I will take suggestions, because there's nothing more exciting than that at 11:30 at night, all by yourself, maybe with some chips, maybe with some old pizza from earlier in the day, but it was on. And what I loved about it was not only did the TV Guide let you know what most of the matches was going to be, you would always find out about a match during those opening credits. Because they would basically, as they were if Jake and Honky were facing off, they'd show clips of Jake Roberts while Obsession is playing, and then they'd go to clips of Honky Tonk Man, and you knew that those two were facing off. So whoever was like back to back with clips during the opening credits, you knew who that was going to be the match. And then it began. It would just boom. The credits would end, and it would be right on Jesse Ventura and Vince McMahon, welcoming you to Saturday Night's Main Event. And again, as a kid, I didn't know that they were pre-taped, and I didn't quite understand that. We probably weren't going to see a title change too often. I was always ready for a title change, like always ready to go. Like something could happen. And on Saturday night's main event, to me that was like pay-per-view quality. So something could happen. So if Hogan was defending the title against Sika, or Killer Khan, or maybe there's a chance here that we could see something big. But we didn't. For the most part, we didn't see anything too big on Saturday night's main event, other than the biggest thing was probably the Andre the Giant, the Hogan Ted DiBiase Andre the Giant thing, which was not a Saturday night's main event actually. It was the main event on a Friday night, and so it wasn't at 11:30. But we did see, man, some early memories. Wow, the Paul Orndorff Hulk Hogan cage match that ended, or didn't end, but had a tie, right? Both men touched the floor at the same time, resulting in a tie. Got to restart the match, of course. Wow, awesome. Could Paul Orndorff win the title? Sure he could. Hogan versus Boss Man in a steel cage, where Hogan suplexes Boss Man off the top rope. Not the top of the cage, I don't think. I think it was just the top rope. But they just laid there through an entire commercial break, and Vince McMahon sold it like they were both dead. Of course, the WrestleMania 1 or WrestleMania 2 angle, where King Kong Bundy attacks Hogan. I believe Hogan is taking on Morocco, and King Kong Bundy attacks, and they give him several avalanches, and it leads to the WrestleMania 2 steel cage match, Hogan and Bundy. The first Saturday night's main event, we've got that 6-man tag team match, which actually led to an angle. It started the face turn of George the Animal Steel as he teamed with Sheik and Volkov to take on the U.S. Express and Ricky Steamboat. Well, it began the George Steele, silly, goofy George Steele face turn. And I loved it. I really hope that when I get around to watching, I'm in February of '84 now with my WWF footage. I'm hoping that as I get to May 1985 and this first Saturday night's main event starts, I'm hoping that I can recapture some of that magic. I might even force myself to watch it at 11:30 on a Saturday night. I don't see why I wouldn't. I don't see how I could do it any other night. So I think when I get to that footage, I think I'll actually watch it on a Saturday night. Man, what else? I mean, talking about it the next day, calling your friend the next day and talking about the results, just loving it. And then as a foolish kid would do, thinking maybe it'll be on again in the next couple of weeks, and going and checking that TV guide, only to be disappointed that it's not back. It's not back for another few months. And it was always a surprise. Like, I never did the math as a kid. I never actually realized it's coming in 3 months. What I want to do is I have 3, and you can see I've written them on the spine there. I have 3 TV guides that have Saturday night's main event in. I've got about 15 TV guides. But what I want to do is collect all of the TV. This is crazy. All of the TV guides that have a Saturday night's main event in them, I want to own. I want the whole run of Saturday Night Main Event represented in the TV guide. Yeah, that's what I want. And I got 3 of them. Actually, I have the first 3. And it's easy. You just get the date and you look up the TV guide on eBay, and you'll be surprised you'll find it. But again, here's the first one. There it is on that glorious Saturday in May. There it is. There's the first Saturday Night's Main Event. There's a story real quick before I go. I've only missed a couple Saturday Night's Main Events. One, I was sick. I was very sick. I was throwing up, and had probably like a stomach flu or something. And I was going to spend the night at my friend's house, and we were going to watch Saturday Night's Main Event. And this is later. This is like, I was probably 12 or 13 even. It was DiBiase and Hogan, I think. Not the title change. Or maybe DiBiase and Warrior or DiBiase and Savage. I'm not sure, but it was later. Well, I got sick at his house. I got, like throwing up sick at his house. And that's the worst, right? And then you got to call your mom at like 9 o'clock, come get me. So I get home, I'm sick. I got the puke bucket on the side of the bed, and I'm sick. I got fever or whatever. And I'm forcing myself to make it. Just please, make it. And I don't. I fall asleep. I fall asleep probably at 10. And I missed the whole thing because I'm sick. And the other one was horrible. I was on I had a friend who was in the Boy Scouts, and he was going on a camping trip, and I was like, I wanted to hang out with him. So I was like, I'll join the Boy Scouts. And so I went on this camping trip. But it was the night of Saturday night's main event. And so my mother was going to tape it on the VCR. That would have been fine. Well, the trip got rained out, and we drove home. And it was a long drive, so probably like an hour and a half, which is forever at the time. And I got home at like 9. And we were all sitting in the living room, and I was laying on the floor, and Golden Girls and Empty Nest was on, and I was like, if I fall asleep, don't let me miss Saturday night's main event. Wake me up for the show. Okay, no problem. Next thing I know, it's 2:30 in the morning. I'm still sleeping on the living room floor. Everybody else is gone. What happened? They didn't wake me up. I missed it. My mom failed. And that's, unacceptable. Anyway, I love the show. I love the memories. I love the fun. I love the idea of staying up super late as a kid. I love the anticipation of it. I love the music. I love the intro. Saturday Night's Main Event is never to be duplicated again, right? My kid, Liam, occasionally has a late stay up if something special's going on, and he has fun and it's special, but I don't know if there's actually something on TV that would like blow his mind at 11:30 at night. It's just not gonna, because he'll just read spoilers and he doesn't need to stay up. Who cares? Anyway, days gone by. So that's that. Saturday Night's Main Event. Whatever happened to it? Well, I have them all, and so we'll all watch them together. But can't capture that feeling ever again. Hope you enjoyed it when you were a kid, because we're not getting it back. We'll be back tomorrow with another one. Got a couple more topics for you. Right fresh, and then we'll think of some new ones. Anyway, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Good night now.